For me, one of the most proudest moments for us as a team and as a club, I think the coming here on such a difficult week away from home. Obviously, we had a great result against LA, but it was, coming here with almost no rest after the Portland game, and we needed to really step on the pitch, be ourselves, be focused, and show everyone who we are. And the players were outstanding. Obviously, the first half was fantastic, and then the second half we knew the legs were going to be tired, that we were going to have to grab together, to get together, to battle for each other. And I couldn't be prouder of the players. I think they've been outstanding the whole week, and also I would like to also highlight the work of all the staff, obviously the coaching team, the logistics, medical, media, operations, high performance. Everyone has worked really, really hard this week to make sure that we could get those 3 points, and the players have been really, really outstanding. So yeah.
All right, we'll kick it off with Peyton first.
You've said before that you kind of pride yourself on playing a really high line. And at some points during that second half, I was looking up and I was like, they're all on one half of the field.
Yeah.
Like that was probably one of the highest lines I've seen you guys play. I was wondering if that was a tactic to kind of like help with the legs, if you were just taking a bet that you would be able to have someone outrun Kwasi or another physical player from Spirit who was going to try to make those runs. It seemed like it was pretty successful in the end, but
Yeah, I think the second half we didn't change really nothing, but obviously I think we had a very good chance for Esther to score the fourth one. But naturally on these games, with the longer it goes, the more forwards they throw on, the fans, it's a very difficult environment to come and play, and they put us a little bit in our half. But then we also work on that a lot, and how we need to work when we are in those situations, working everyone together, and I think the players were outstanding. We tried to obviously bring in the fresh legs to help the team there in midfield with Tarin, with Ella, with Mitch, obviously, and Kaya, and everyone was really committed to make sure that we not only get the 3 points, but also the clean sheet. And yeah, I'm, very, 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 very proud of the performance of everyone to make sure that could happen.
All right, any English questions in here?
I'd probably ask this question again in Spanish, but how does it feel to actually get a little bit of that, sacarse un poco la espina, as they say in Spanish, against the Spirit after the semifinal loss last year?
Yeah, I think in football, obviously, when you have a tough experience, you want to bounce back. And I think for us, being able to come here, when you look at it in the schedule, obviously it looked very difficult on paper, but every player was really committed to make sure that they were going to give the 200% for the team and be able to help to get that. They understand. I think it's not only it's not only the game that we couldn't win last year, and obviously, unfortunately, we lost, but it's also the rivalry a little bit between New York and Washington. But I think for this group of players and this team, they are winners. They want to win whatever is this team, America, friendly, whatever game, and that's who we are as Gotham. We want to win against any opposition, and I think for us today it was special because it was Washington, but I think it was more special because of coming back from obviously that game that we lost, and being in at the end of this week. The players have now a few days off to recover, and I think it was really important to come out with 3 points for sure.
Just another question. Just you guys have played midweek. What's the importance of just resting players on such a short schedule?
Yeah, it's very important. Players can play. The thing is sometimes the level of performance they are gonna give, and also the health and safety on their side. It's not only that we play 3 away games; it's also that we have to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast, and travel within the West Coast, and back to the East Coast. So it's been a lot on the bodies and on the minds, and that's where really a team needs to show what are they made of. And I think the players today show that they're winners, that they're gonna do whatever it takes to win. They stick to the game plan. They trust on themselves. We really give them a lot of trust because they're quality on the ball, and they're committed off the ball, and in key moments, was obviously Esther turned up again, and especially happy as well for Sarah Schupansky and her first professional goal. I think that goal was executing the game plan to perfection, and that connection between Lilly and Sarah, our 2 rookies. I think it was very important.
Jen on the call.
Thanks so much. Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win. Thanks for taking the time. I wanted to ask about some of the formation changes. Neely back in the midfield, Vernini on the back line. Was that in response to the game against Portland, or were some of these changes kind of planned based on all the travel and the player rest in the 3-game week?
I think it was a little bit of everything. We wanted to obviously find the best ways that we could, even if we don't have, as I've mentioned before, a lot of players at the moment or more senior players ready to compete with how we are. I think we wanted to be, have very good exit of the ball on both sides. I think Brew does give us that, and she was a player that came off early the other day, so she was a bit more fresh to work on transitions. I think Lilly is a fantastic player in midfield to when things get broken, to make sure that she's there to fix them, and she was obviously ready to captain the team and be there. Tarin is played for the first time to starting 2 games in a row, so she was probably someone that we needed to get some fresh legs off the bench. Jessica picked up a little knock, so she couldn't start, and we finally got Jace to 45 minutes, so we thought that could give us a little bit of a different energy there, and luckily it worked. That we have obviously a lot of things that probably people don't see, but like Sarah Schupansky picked up a very big hit after the game on Tuesday night, and we were very worried at the start, but the medical team and High Performance did a very good job with her to recover her, and thanks that they did it, because look at her, how she played tonight, and there has been warriors out there that have completed every minute of every game. Jess, Carter, and Emily and Jaylin, everyone has given absolutely everything they had, and I was very happy as well for Anne, because we always take a lot of pride as a team for the clean sheets, but I don't think she's ever conceded 4 goals with us, and to bounce back with not only the clean sheet, but I think she pulled out 2 or 3 unbelievable saves and a great game on the ball. So yeah, I'm super happy and proud of them, to be honest.
And I just wanted to super quickly ask about Anne. I know it looked like she took maybe a hit to right below her eye or something. Just kind of what was that, and if she's all right?
Yeah, I think she's all right. She was really tired after these games. Anne is such a special player, such a special person, and we are so happy to have her here with us. She always gives absolutely everything she has, and she has a very special aura around her that makes everyone, work even harder to make sure that she doesn't have to do the work that she needs to do. And for us, having her in go is a privilege, is an honor, and I think she's very special. You guys are starting to know her as well off the pitch, but yeah, I think for us, Anne is a reference, and I think even if with one eye, she will still try to play, So yeah, I think she's fine.
Thanks, Jenna. We'll go to Mega and then Michael.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the win, and thank you so much for taking the time today. As you mentioned, Esther was really dominant in today's showing. This is her 3rd brace of the season, so just wanted to get some of your thoughts on that and, some of the factors that have been contributing to her amazing performance this season.
Yeah, I think, Esther is, again, she's a very different player. I think I've mentioned in another press conference that probably in terms of certain aspects of the game is one of the best in the world, not only on this league. Probably gets maybe a bit less highlights or less appreciation because maybe she's not as quick as other players, or she doesn't do certain things. But I think for people that really knows the game, how Esther plays the game is probably the best. I think she works incredibly hard off the ball, very intelligent. She's super good technically, holding up the play, reading the play. She's able to appear in the key moments, and then on top of that, she's a fantastic finisher. So I think, she's very comfortable, I think, with this group of players. She's a lot more integrated, obviously, because now she speaks a little bit more English and a lot more Spanish speakers or Portuguese speakers, but all the credit goes to her. She's the ultimate pro, doing everything she can to help the team, and you give her 3 chances, she's gonna score 2 of them. So I think she's been obviously amazing. I think she's scored 5 goals this week. Am I right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just she's got 7 in the league. She's been brilliant, and it's a pleasure really to work with her.
And then we'll go to Michael, and then we'll wrap it with some Spanish questions in the room.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time today. A common refrain in American sports is that long stretches of away games like this, teams tend to learn a lot about themselves. I'm just curious, over these last 3 games, what have you learned about this year's Gotham team?
That we have a group of people that is really to be a team with capital letters and back each other and be there for each other and put the team first to be able to achieve our common target that is to win and be able to do that while we play a fun style of football and while the people is able to grow not only on the pitch but also off the pitch and enjoying the experience of doing this privileged job that we are doing. So I couldn't be happier for at the end of this week for sure.
And then for a few questions in the room.
Coach, Luis Rodríguez de la Línea Boca por acá. Habla un poco de la estrategia del partido, o sea, ¿cómo llegaste, con qué estrategia llegaste a este partido y cómo cambió con el gol tempranero en el partido?
Bueno, la estrategia la teníamos clara, siempre queremos ser nosotros. Creo que desde nuestra identidad podemos dominar los partidos. Creo que las jugadoras se están adaptando muy bien a eso. Hoy de nuevo teníamos pues uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco jugadoras que son nuevas realmente de esta temporada en el equipo y que han sido capaces de integrarse y entender lo que queremos tanto con balón como sin balón. Y bueno, el gol pues no cambia nada. Al final lo que cambia el gol es el darnos la confianza de que lo que queríamos hacer funcionaba. Creo que el primer gol es un ejemplo muy claro de cómo las jugadoras han ejecutado el plan de partido y luego a partir de ahí pues hemos sido capaces de dominar sus ataques, de limitar sus ocasiones en ese primer tiempo y bueno, en los momentos clave creo que marcamos un gol también de esa presión arriba que recuperamos y se cometen el penalti bueno, y la jugada que da origen al córner, que luego también es una cosa que trabajamos mucho, ¿no? Con Will, que está haciendo un trabajo fantástico en jugadas a balón parado. Creo que llevamos 4 goles de córner contando con el de Seattle y eso para nosotros es muy importante, claro.
¿Qué tan importante es Estel González en este partido? Creo que te he hecho más o menos la pregunta, es la 9, inclusive en la zona mixta le di como ese dato interesante que el equipo, cada victoria que ha tenido, ella está presente en el score.
Claro, al final, hombre, cuando nosotros trabajamos mucho para que todas las jugadoras contribuyan en esa faceta goleadora, ¿no? Hoy ha sido Sara, pero al final el trabajo de las 9 es también específicamente el ser esa jugadora determinante de cara a gol. Y bueno, creo que ha sido fundamental, ¿no? Al final creo que también para el equipo, ¿no? Comparado con a lo mejor los primeros partidos que nos costó encontrar un poquito la portería cuando sabes que si trabajas bien y consigues hacer llegar la pelota arriba con calidad, las posibilidades de gol son altas, creo que al final todo el mundo da un 1, un 2% más porque saben que eso va a suceder, ¿no? Entonces, súper contento por ella también, ¿no? Porque trabaja súper duro, es muy exigente con ella misma, es una persona muy especial también en el vestuario y creo que todo el mundo nos alegramos un poquito más cuando marca este, ¿no?
Cada partido va cambiando, ¿verdad? El ánimo del equipo. Hoy en día fue una victoria, 3 puntos importantes. ¿Con qué ánimo llega el equipo a uno de los compromisos más importantes, que es la Champions League?
Sí, al final nosotros lo que intentamos también entendemos que este es un deporte de élite, deporte competitivo y nos centramos mucho en los procesos más que en los resultados. Entonces al final creo que el ir haciendo eso consistentemente y no ser un equipo, un entrenador o un club que dependiendo de un partido bueno, un partido malo, decide cambiar absolutamente todo, creo que eso también le da confianza a las jugadoras entienden mucho mejor qué tienen que hacer, lo van ejecutando y bueno, a partir de ahí pues vamos creciendo como equipo, como grupo y al final súper orgulloso, ¿no? de lo que estamos construyendo, porque al final como entrenador también pues quieres ganar partidos, pero también quieres que la gente disfrute, que sea un grupo unido y creo que estamos consiguiendo eso.
Oh, no, thank you so much. I mean, it feels really great. I think it was a really good team performance overall. Obviously, it was my first goal, but it was not too tough to score because Lilly played such a great ball across, and it was a great team build up. And I know the coaches were really proud of that just because it's something we've been working on and something we wanted to implement today. But it feels great. I'm having so much fun with this team, and I know this was a big win for us, especially after our most recent game. So it was really good to come back and have a good response.
And then Lily, for you, I mean, that rookie connection, how did that feel for you out there today?
Yeah, I mean, like Sarah said, I think our team is just building every game that we can and getting close, especially off the field on this long stretch of away games that we've had. So it makes it easy, you know, to gain that on-field chemistry when you're just having a lot of fun off the field. And then similar to what Sarah said, I think it was just today going into this game, we knew we wanted to have an appropriate response, you know, end this stint of away games on a good note and just really show everyone who Gotham is. We knew we could bring more than what we showed last game. So I was just really proud of the response that we had.
All right, we'll open it up with Peyton here.
I was just wondering if you guys could share what you saw kind of on that goal. I know it was a while ago now, but
Yeah, definitely an early one. I think for me, we like were able to watch it back at halftime, so I do have like a better memory of it now. But yeah, I think in the moment, Gabby did a really good job to draw the defender in, so it just made it easier to get on the outside of her. And then as I looked up, usually they tell us, you know, miss the first post or the first defender. So for me, I knew someone was going to run across and then saw the space open there to just, it felt like it was like a tunnel of space to just hit Sarah. So I trusted that she was going to get there. And I mean, obviously she did. So yeah.
Yeah, anytime Lily's on the flank, I know it's going to be a great ball in. So just the timing of my run and the timing of the arrival, I think is something that's all I have to do. And it was clearly a really great ball, and there's support all around me. I think Esther made a great run across the front, which opened up a ton of space for Lily to play through. So I was just glad I could finish it off for us.
Thank you, Peyton.
Awesome.
All right, we'll go to Jenna. If you'd like to unmute yourself.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Lily and Sarah, for taking the time, and congrats on a great game and great goal combo there. I wanted to ask about just the way you were able to bounce back from that loss against Portland. I think, and you know, you guys would probably say this, you didn't really look like yourselves in that second half against Portland. So what were some of the adjustments and changes you made and things that you learned from that loss that you were able to execute so well today?
You want to start?
Sure. Well, I think first things off, after that result, everybody knew that that wasn't who we were, and we were capable of so much more. And the coaching staff really didn't dwell on that performance too much. Obviously, there were some specific things that we had to change for this game and had to clean up. But for the most part, we all knew that it was kind of a fluke. It felt like that after as well. And then we were pretty appreciative of the fact that we had a game so quickly after that one, and physically it's a tough turnaround, but mentally it was really great to have another chance to prove ourselves and prove what we know we're capable of. So I think it's a big credit to the staff and also the more experienced players on this team. They really instilled a lot of confidence and belief into us after that performance, and instead of a more defeating approach, which I think really helped at least us rookies. I felt like we could come into this next game full throttle and really finish this stint of away games, like Lily said, on a high note.
Yeah, and then I think just, you know, quickly to add to that, for us, we wanted to come into this game with a bit more of an aggressive approach and, you know, try and figure out ways to win first and second balls, make hard tackles, adjust in ways that, you know, would put us on the gas pedal a little bit more when we have the ball. I think, especially against Portland, there was just, you know, maybe one too many turnovers, one too many missed clearances, stuff like that make the difference at the end of the day. And especially for us rookies, I think we're learning every game and, you know, seeing the little things that make the difference every game. So for us, it was just so important to come into this one without dwelling on the last game, but instead just adjusting the things we needed to and coming in with a little bit more fire under us.
And as rookies, I was curious your perspective on this, both from you as individuals and just as a team. The league was really pushing this game as like this big rivalry match, and I'm curious if you felt that, if the team felt that, and just kind of what you guys think, especially as your first year on the team of a Spirit Gotham rivalry, or if it's more kind of budding now.
You go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I think I think for us, we just kind of treat every game with the same mindset that we're gonna go out there, show who we are as a team, not take it too not, shift it too much to get in our head or make it a little bit bigger than it should be, but just go out there with the same mindset, with the same approach, and maybe this game adding a little bit more fire just based off the last response. But friendly rivalry, I would say more so. But yeah, for us, I think it's just about respecting the opponent we're going to play every game and going out and implementing the things we can to come out on top, hopefully.
Yeah, I completely agree. I do remember watching the Washington Gotham semifinal last year and just how intense that game was for both teams. And obviously Gotham didn't come out on top of that one, and it was obvious how impacted the players were after that result. So in order to kind of do everything I can for them, I definitely thought of this game as a little bit more of a special one, just because I wanted to help them redeem themselves after that semifinal. Even though it was a great performance by both teams, obviously it hurt to not get the result and move on to the final. So I'm really glad that we were able to kind of turn the page and get a result back at the same exact field that they unfortunately didn't get the result last season. So that felt really nice, and I hope that we did our part and they're happy with what we did to help them kind of turn things around here at Audi Field. But like Lily said, it's certainly in our minds just another game that we want to come out and prove ourselves in and do what is asked of us. And this league, any game can be, you can have any result in any game. Every game is going to be hard. So you got to go in with the same mindset, which is that the team you're going to play is good, and you have to come out and you have to perform at your best.
All right, thank you, Jenna. We'll do Mega and then we'll wrap with Michael.
Hi, thank you so much for being here and congratulations on the win. As Lily mentioned, great aggressive showing on the offense today, but I thought you guys also had a great defensive showing, especially compared to that second half back in Tuesday. So was just curious to get, some of your thoughts on that, what changed in the back line and how you managed to really keep it organized today.
Yeah, I think, sorry. As I mentioned, I think just implementing ways that we could be a little bit more aggressive and try and put ourselves in the more dominant position on the ball, just to delay them, from getting the ball and being able to go down our throats, because we, we're a little bit more structured, I think, this game than we were with Portland. In our film, watching that game, it was kind of just like, we didn't play poorly, but there's a number of breakdowns that are going to then lead to a good chance or a good goal. And unfortunately that happened, several times. So for us, I think coming into this game, we just wanted to be a little bit more switched on, compact as a back line. And we knew that they were going to try and play a little bit more direct maybe. And I think at times they definitely did, but for us, we just wanted to stay ready for those balls in behind and also be, as covered and structured as we could this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the back line had an incredible performance today. But even in Portland, it doesn't just come down to them. I think as a whole team and all 11 of us out there needed to be better defensively, staying more compact in our press, knowing when we're in our press and when we're kind of in our block. So just a lot more communication was done today to help organize that. And I think we were just a lot more on the same page compared to Tuesday, which helped a ton. But I'm so proud of the back line today, and they kept it a clean sheet when Washington had a lot of chances to change that reality. And I mean, and Katrine Berger, guys, she is incredible. So I know she put on a great performance and hopefully made the Gotham fans back home proud.
All right, Michael?
Hi guys, thanks for your time today. For both of you, this is still, pretty early in your pro careers, and in your college careers, I'm not sure how often you've experienced a week like this, especially from a travel perspective. I'm just wondering how you're both feeling, both physically and mentally, and how did the team prepare you or help prepare you for a week like this?
Yeah, I think that's a great shout, honestly. I will say though, with the college schedule, especially changing to the Big Ten this year, I felt that we, have had that challenge, of having maybe a Thursday, Sunday, and then like a Friday game. So, but I think the biggest difference is the load. Like these games, every game, especially for, my first 2 or 3 games, I was coming out of them saying that's the hardest game I've ever played in my life. I think it's, we're starting to get used to the loading now, and that's credit to our training staff and strength staff for, getting us to a place that we need to be. But yeah, I think also with these performances, we're keeping the ball a little bit more. We're getting forward as a team. So I think, in this stint of games, our goal was to just do the work for each other, keep the ball as much as we could, and, finish our chances as early and as often as we could so that, we can give ourselves a little bit more of a safety blanket. But in that same way, or in that same sense, I think for us, it was really just about, getting through this week as a team and enjoying it as much as we could on and off the field. So yeah, just working for each other there.
Yeah, I think physically it's certainly tough, especially to have a midweek game in between 2 weekend games. I think we have it a little bit easier than some of the older girls just because, like Lily said, we had those Thursday, Sunday games, and sometimes in tournament play you play Friday, Sunday. So we definitely are probably a little bit more acclimated to such a quick turnaround, but it doesn't mean it's easy. It's certainly tough physically, but like Lily said, sometimes mentally you just have to suck it up and play for each other. And I think the coaching staff did a really good job of really being like, you have one more game in this stint of away games, play your absolute hardest so we can end on a good note and go into our next home game on a high note and in a strong way. So I think it's a lot of credit to the staff and even the staff that you don't see directly on the sideline, just within the organization, working as hard as they can to make the travel and our lives as easy as they can be in a trip like this. They really care about our well-being and how we're treated off the field. So we both really appreciate that as rookies, and they keep things super organized, and that makes it a lot easier to do our job on the field.